Hello. This has been on my mind for a while, and today is the day that I've had that insight about it. We know, let me do this, I love it. We know what a worker is, right? So a worker does work and it gets paid for it. Okay? Bear with me here. I know that you're not five. But what is sex? What is sex? What are the words that we as a society associate to sex? What emotions, feelings, concepts, thoughts? Well, as we know, except fabricating babies, not a single positive one. So some of the words associated with sex are shame, guilt, rejection, addiction, repression, taboo, sin, wrong, embarrassment, stigma, disgrace, fetish, and many more. If you decide to post sexiness, teasing, intimate life stuff, nudity behind a paywall, in a way you are working with sex, sexual content, therefore you're a sex worker. I guess that's correct. Then I am a sex worker by that definition. Yay! Now, if you are a porn star and you make, movies, clips, you are certainly a sex worker. If you work in a club or maybe in your own house and you take customers who are paying you for having sex with you, therefore you're a sex worker as well, aka a prostitute. And all my support if you do that job, by the way. So I want to give you a real life example of someone who I won't name. I would love to, but I won't. This is going to give some light on what I'm trying to achieve with this video. Picture this and remember that it's real. I'm not making it up. This is a gorgeous woman with a beautiful fit, body, huge plastic, because let be the truth be truth, but doesn't matter really, but huge rack, bit of Botox here, bit of Botox there. Again, well, let's focus. A gorgeous woman. She has a big following on social media, and she dresses and poses in pictures in a sexy manner, like in a Playboy manner, let's say. Are you following me? Now, is that wrong? Absolutely not. Would you call that a sex worker? I suppose not. She would rage against you if you dare. She sells relationship coaching services, which is fine. So far, so good. Again, nothing wrong with that. So what is the trick here? Especially, what is my point? My point is that this woman is using sexual content, to attract customers, followers, or call it whatever you like, clients. Or do you think that men follow her because of her brains? I mean, I'm sure she has a bright, brilliant brain. The prostitute I mentioned probably has a bright, brilliant brain too. But my whole point comes here. That woman straight up rejects and shames openly that kind of work, kind of women who use sex as well as her to attract followers or customers or clients. Call it X. What does she do? Well, she's selling bullshit, absolutely pointless courses about getting the relationship of your life. Oops, I've said that out loud. Yeah, because you must know that to be in a healthy relationship, you need to be healthy first. And this does not mean food at all. It means balance. It needs coherence. It means values. It means holding yourself together. If you want to get a woman, work on yourself. You're welcome. What I mean by all this is that how is it right that you are using sexual instincts as well, sex in a word, as a hook for your business, and at the same time shame others that are doing exactly the same for theirs? That is a clear sign of imbalance, contradiction of values, hypocrisy, and it backfires, you know? My friends, sex is a human instinct. There is nothing to shame or feel guilty for. Yes, there are distortions and extremes and very bad things in some cases about it. But that is exactly the result of the repression in the first place. Suppression brings conflict, and freedom allows people to gravitate towards what makes sense. And it makes sense to have sexual desire. And it makes sense to look to satisfy that desire. And if you cannot get that from a partner, because you maybe don't even have one, as long as you are not harming anyone, it is not shameful to consume adult content, let alone to create it. The same distortions and extremes happen in other areas of life. For example, addiction to food, addiction to consumption, addiction to pills, addiction to work, to gambling, to gaming, to shopping. And there is no such rejection about those things in society as there is for sex and sex workers. In an ideal world powered by love, a sex worker chooses freely that path without being pointed at and ashamed, and a man, or in this case, or a person, chooses freely to consume those services, content, whatever it is on offer, to satisfy a moment, what can be a momentarily need, human need, without feeling ashamed or guilty about it. I can hear voices saying, this always becomes an addiction. No, that's not true. The majority of users of that type of content are not addicts. They are just unhappy. And to finish off, I don't consider myself a sex worker. And no, it's not a contradiction. I see myself as an adult content creator. I think out of the examples I gave you earlier, there is a huge spectrum there. There is a huge difference between offering entertainment in a sexual way behind a paywall on the internet, so virtually, to physically make movies, for example, porn movies, filming a gang sex party, being hit right, left, front and back, like, or actually offering a physical, service as an escort or, physical body. What happens is, I think the internet is relatively new. We are still babies in terms of technology, I think. And then it's easier to put everything in the same bucket. I get that, but whatever.